Hi there, my name's Gareth Burgess and I work for DB Concepts Limited, and I'm going to show you today how to install Drupal, that's Drupal 7, using CPanel. Now before we start, why don't you go and get the latest version of Drupal 7 from drupal.org, and why don't you download the tar.gz file to your downloads folder. When you've done that, then come back to this tutorial and we can go from there. So CPanel comes with a lot of hosting that we buy nowadays, and a lot of people will be trying to set up Drupal using CPanel. So first of all, we go to File Manager, and under File Manager make sure that WebRoot has a dot in it and Show Hidden Files is ticked. Click Go. Oh, before we do that, the reason for Show Hidden Files is so that we can make sure the .htaccess file is installed correctly and copied across later on when we do some moving around of files. And the .htaccess file is important to make sure that we have clean URLs. Click Go. That takes me through to the File Manager. And in here I want to upload Drupal, the tar.gz file that I downloaded. So I'm going to change the permission to 755 and I'm going to browse for my version of Drupal. So I'm using Drupal 7.17 and here we go, it's there. So you highlight that, click open. That will automatically start download. If you haven't chosen your hosting provider yet, DB Concepts provides very fast web space and MySQL databases. We can even install Drupal for you if you wish, or you can follow through our tutorials and do that yourself. So this should only take a moment to upload, and here we are now, and that is already uploaded. As soon as that's uploaded, click back and you'll see the file is there. What we want to do now is extract that, so highlight Drupal and go here and click extract and extract files. Now all the files are extracted, but the only problem is they're extracted into a Drupal 7 folder. I want all the files to be in the root directory. So before I do that, I'm just going to clean up a bit. I'm going to just delete the tar.gz file as I am finished with that now. And then what I'm going to do is go into the Drupal 7 folder so that I can move all the files within here into the root directory. Notice, as I said earlier, we can see the .htaccess file, and in this next process, by having that shown, we can make sure that is also copied into the correct place. So in CPanel, click Select All. That selects all the files. Then click on Move File, and it's got the path you're already in here. We want the files to go into public_HTML/. So let's just get rid of the Drupal in front of there, and then click Move Files. That should be pretty quick. We now have an empty directory because they've all been copied across, and you'll see that they're all in there now, including the .htaccess file. Check that Drupal 7.17 is empty. It is. So then you can delete that. So that's now in the root directory, and we would be able to see that if we went to that in a browser. We'd be able to see the install page. What we need to do before that is just install a database. So for that, we're going to go back to the CPanel front page, and I'm going to use MySQL, and it's a program called MySQL Databases. Unfortunately in CPanel you can't install a database with PHPMyAdmin, but you can edit it. So in the future you'll be able to edit your database with PHPMyAdmin. For the moment though, if you could click on MySQL databases, this is where we can create them. Now on this page you'll see that I have a section to create a new database, and it's preceded by the word LinuxBiz. Well, that's my username, and you'll probably have something like that, and it's good to have that as the database name because you know clearly what database and what user account you're using. I generally call my database Drupal 1, and later on in another tutorial we'll be installing CPCRM and we'll be building the database in exactly the same way, but then I'd call it Civi1. Click on Create Databases. That has created the database now, and what we need to do now is create a user to use with that database. So if we scroll down, we can make MySQL users here. So a username I normally put is admin. Notice that the username for your account is there at the start, the same way as with a database. I would call that admin, and then put in a password that you'll remember, and then click Create User. I actually created my user earlier to speed things up. Once your user is created, you'll be able to see in here your user and the database. Now what we want to do is give that user permissions to the database, so if you click Add and then All Privileges and make changes, that now has added that user to the Drupal database. So you can see there LinuxBiz admin is added into LinuxBiz_Drupal1. And we are now ready to go and install the Drupal software. So what you need to do is go to a browser and go to your website. If for any reason the website doesn't appear, then hit F5 and that should take you through to the installation profile. And you see here that we've got a standard and minimal. I'm going to use the standard profile. Click Save and Continue. I'm also going to use English. You can add other languages. I've actually installed a website in Swiss German, actually in Switzerland, but we'll cover that in another tutorial. So for now, use English, click Save and Continue. And here we have a choice of databases. We've used MySQL, of course, and if you remember, we used the database LinuxBiz_Drupal1, and the username was LinuxBiz_admin, and the password here. There are advanced options. We shouldn't need to use these using the CPanel install. So click Save and Continue. That should go off now and start installing. And you'll get an initialization bar here as it goes through installing the different parts of Drupal, such as the nodes, the blocks, the different modules, and it should be ready fairly quickly. As I said, we've got a very fast server, quad-core CPUs, lots of memory, so do come and use our server. Our prices are on our website www.dbconcepts.co.uk. Okay, so we just need to put some admin information in. So we need to put the site name in. That's really what you're going to call the site, so let's call that LinuxBiz. Then we need to put in email address where we will be emailed information from the website. So you could call it info at your website. I'm going to call it info at example.com. We need a username, which I'll call admin, and then of course a password that you'll need to remember. This will be your login password each time you log in as admin to the Drupal website. And as admin, you'll in effect be the administrator of the site. Once you're in there, you can create different types of accounts. Again, we'll cover that in a different tutorial. Your country needs to be, in our case, it'll be United Kingdom, but whatever country you're from and where you're using this, and then your default time zone. And then you can keep these ticked, it's up to you, this is your choice, and then click save and continue. That should be the website installed now. Everything is ticked, and you can now visit the new site. And here we are. And I'm just going to check that I can log out and log in with the credentials that I've put in. So for admin and the password, and we're in. Now once you've got that set up, do have a look around all the different parts of Drupal. As I said, we'll have many more tutorials. Thank you for listening to this one. I hope this has helped you to get through the first stage of installing Drupal with CPanel. The next tutorial that we'll have up will be the installing CiviCRM, which is an amazing database that you can install with Drupal. So do look out for that. Do visit our website as well, www.dbconcepts.co.uk, and talk to you soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.